This episode of the PyRepo podcast is brought to you by Payables, the seamless computer experience. Welcome back to the PyRepo podcast. Today we have some interesting topics, starting it off with the iPhone SE 2. Apple just released it a few days ago. It's available for pre-order. Shipping, I believe, starts April 24th. So let's get into some tech specs on it.
Yeah, alright. So we are finally upgrading the SE, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be using the A13 chip, which is found on the 11 Pro.
Yes, same chip as the 11 Pro.
Same chip, right? Okay, cool. No, this thing is a beast. Just off the processor alone, it's well worth. Good. Yeah, well worth it. It's going to be.
Comes in 64 gigabyte of storage, starting at 64, goes up to 256. Same form factors, the iPhone 7 and 8 with the 4.7-inch Retina display. Has an augmented reality camera, which is really cool. You could use augmented reality apps.
Okay, yeah, that's actually really awesome. But then I wonder, because it also says it only has 3 gigs of RAM. Mm-hmm. So, are we really gonna get the full effect? Right? I mean,
that's what I'm not sure about. But like, Apple is really good with optimization when apps are made by them. So maybe some of these augmented reality apps that they're going to start producing are going to work really well, but I don't know about third-party ones.
If they produce it themselves, I can see where it'll probably work properly. Mm-hmm. But let's just hope it's not like Snapchat for Android, you know?
No.
we don't need Android. We don't need that, you know?
We definitely don't. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty good for, like, it's only $400. It's pretty cheap.
Starting at $400, this is a solid phone. Mm-hmm. Now, let's not forget you could get the shit in red.
Yeah, you can get it in black, white, and red. And at 64 gigs of storage is this, like, base model. Like, you really won't even need much more than that. So for $300, it's actually a really good phone.
I really do like it,
yeah.
And it's kind of refreshing because I'm kind of getting tired of these massive phones.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If it was bezel-less, it would be even better. But it's got the same bezels as a regular, like, iPhone 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, I actually really like it. Even, you know, with those wide bezels or those thick bezels, I'd still get it, honestly.
Yeah, I have the 8 Plus, which is basically this phone slightly bigger. Mm-hmm. So if this came in, like, the regular form factor and then a Plus form factor, it'd be really, really good. Yeah. But I know some people like the smaller phones. So I guess this is the market they're trying to reach with that one.
For sure. And I don't know. I think that Apple, because let's not forget, we still have the iPhone 9 leaks, and I haven't really looked at them, right? I don't know the specs or anything like that. But could they be pursuing the low, mid, and high-end markets, right? Could that be what they're trying to push? Because I feel like this is definitely either a low or mid-range phone.
Like, kind of like what they had with the MacBooks, where they had the regular MacBook, like the 12-inch, or the 11-inch, and then they had the Air, which was like the mid-range, and then they had the Pros. So, but then they scrapped the regular MacBook, and now they just have Air and Pro. So I don't know what they're doing.
It is lacking, though, I would say, in certain areas. Like, it can record in 4K, but obviously it does not have a 4K display. So, I mean, I can see where you know there are some limitations on the phone.
The resolution on the phone is 1334 by 750.
Which is the weirdest thing.
I've never even. That's such a weird resolution.
Yeah, it's so weird because like on my phone, and I have an Android. I think it's 900 by 1600. Or no, it's a 1080p display, but it's 16 by 9. Yeah.
No, I think my phone is the same way. The 8 Plus is 1920 by 1080, but you know, 16 by 9 aspect ratio as well.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's because of the smaller screen, but isn't it just scaled down? It's not really. It's like the same dimensions, just scaled down. So
it could be.
I don't know what that resolution is.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here, but overall, solid phone. I'm an Android guy, but I would still recommend it. You know, for anybody who wants to get into the ecosystem, definitely this is
the phone to get you.
This is the phone. Yeah, this is just no brainer. Hop into it. This is it. you know.
For sure. Because then you could get this, like one of our friends was saying, you could get this, AirPods, and an Apple Watch for like less than $1,000 total. So I feel like this is just a way to get people into the ecosystem, which
for sure,
once you get in, it's very hard to get out of Apple's ecosystem.
That's not true though. But then again, I was there before.
Before everything really went into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, definitely overall solid. I'd go for it.
So, on to the next topic. MIT scientists are building devices to hack your dreams.
Oh God, okay.
Yeah, this is very crazy. So, a team of researchers at MIT's Dream Lab, which launched in 2017, are working on an open source wearable device that can track and interact with dreams in a number of ways, including hopefully giving you new control over the content of your dreams.
I'm just saying, this is for the lonely boys out there.
Yeah,
this is
what it's meant for.
This is changing the game.
Yes, the team's radical goal is to prove once and for all that dreams aren't just meaningless gibberish, but can be hacked, augmented, and swayed to our benefit.
I like how at the top, right, where you have the title, it literally says, you can try flying, singing, having sex. It's better than VR.
This thing is, I mean, if it actually works, it would be crazy.
Oh my God. Okay, apparently, let me see. A team of researchers at MIT, which launched in 20... Okay, so they've been working on this for a few years now.
Yeah, for 3 years.
Okay. This is kind of scary, though, right?
Yeah. It's like very, like, Inception, Matrix...
Although I guess you can never have nightmares anymore.
Because you could just control it and be like, I don't want this nightmare. I'm going to switch to a different dream.
Or imagine that, like, play this game where every night somebody, like, you get one of your friends to choose what dream you're going to have.
Yeah, it would be
crazy. It could be the craziest thing, yeah.
I mean, like, I've heard of lucid dreaming where people are actually able to control their dreams in some ways. But if you could do that with this device... Like, it's going to be crazy that you could just dream of whatever you want.
I mean, people are really going to have a reason to wake up tired now.
Yeah,
it's going to be doing some wild things.
They're going to be working overtime in their sleep, trying to dream.
It's like, why work out, bro? I could just work out in my sleep. Like,
exactly. You can do whatever.
I can do whatever I want.
Flying. I've always wanted to fly in my dream. I've tried lucid dreaming in the past for that specific reason, but it's never worked.
I don't like flying in my dreams, dude.
Really?
The last time I was flying in my dream, I fell off a bridge.
Oh.
I fell for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
So
you tried
I don't know
flying and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I guess I had wings or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is gonna be sick. I really hope this actually works. I mean, if this can, because I mean, technology is always advancing. You want it to advance. So if this works.
Well, wait a minute. This is crazy now. I just read something here.
What happened?
Okay, for instance, in a 50-person experiment, the speaking glove was able to insert a tiger in people's sleeps by having the glove say a pre-recorded message that simply said, tiger.
And it worked?
And it worked. People had tigers in their dreams.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Wait a minute, so is this... Okay, so I guess they're taking advantage of, like... I guess it depends on what you hear, right? When you're sleeping?
Because your brain is still active when you're sleeping. That's how you dream. So I guess you could... control it to make it think of certain things is what they're doing.
That's good. So like people who sleep with the TV on, for example, there's a higher chance that whatever they dream of is going to have something to do with whatever's on TV.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
That's kind of crazy. I gotta start trying that on people. So like while they're sleeping, just say something. See if they have a nightmare.
Speaking of violating people, let's head on over to Valorant. Valorant, the most popular game out right now, pretty much. Their anti-cheat gives itself more power on your PC than you actually have. So yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so we're talking about they were trying to introduce some new type of anti-cheat system, right? That runs at ring 0. So for just quick explanation, your processor has protection levels at multiple rings. Users like you and me, we're at ring number 3.
Yeah.
Right? Ring 3. So we have the least amount of permissions. At ring 0 is pretty much where your operating system, your like drivers, and a whole bunch of things that normal programs should not be running at. Let's just get that clear. Yeah. Normal programs should not be running there. This anti-cheat system literally has that kind of power.
Yes, it can control your IO or input output devices. It can control like processing certain tasks.
This is this is next level.
This is very overkill for an anti-cheat system. I guess I could see where they're coming from with wanting it to start as soon as the PC starts, so that you can't load cheats. But every single game I've played, like third-party clients like Faceit or other anti-cheat systems, you have to launch them before you launch the game, but not before your PC starts. Like, because it'll launch and then scan, and then it'll be like, okay, like you're good, you could play, you don't have cheats. I don't understand why this
is also like beyond just our computers and stuff like that, because we also realize they're owned by Tencent, right?
Yeah, they are owned by Tencent.
Chinese, company.
Not known for privacy.
Oh yeah, no privacy. What's that? No, these and we understand. Okay, so they're based out of China. The Chinese government, of course, has laws that any data that they collect, I guess, has to go to them.
Yes.
Now, they say that these drivers don't collect data, right?
Yeah. There was a Reddit comment from the head of the anti-cheat, or the anti-cheat, I guess, the guy who developed it for them. He said that they don't scan anything unless the game is running, and that they don't, like, look for any data in your system. But then, if you're not going to scan it unless the game is running, then why does it need to start when the game starts? When your PC starts, if it's not doing anything.
It doesn't make sense. Then it could work just like any other anti-cheat system.
Yeah, just like every other anti-cheat system.
Exactly. So, yeah, no, I don't know.
I got the game. I got the beta key. And once I read about this, I don't think I'm going to download it. Which I'm mad because I really wanted to play it. But the security risk is just like, you can't look past that.
I don't know, actually. I think that, with all the really, this is blown up in the community. They might actually end up changing their anti-cheat system and using something else.
Yeah.
They could honestly use easy anti-cheat, Battle Eye.
Like, for example, Valve anti-cheat.
Although, actually, hold on. We have something even more interesting here that I just read.
Let's see it.
Easy anti-cheat and Battle Eye use the same thing.
Really? I did not know that.
I just read it here in the article.
Battle Eye, that's who's anti-cheat? Isn't that BattleNet?
Is it no? Battle Eye is just let me see, what is it used in?
Or is it like an anti-cheat?
Oh, it's you know Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
They use Battle Eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then War Thunder uses easy anti-cheat.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one.
It is interesting. Like, I know ESEA in the past, they had an anti-cheat that operated at this level, and they were using it to mine Bitcoin off of users' PCs. So, I hope that's not what they're doing. And
that could be
because the man who posted on Reddit or commented on Reddit, the guy who's in charge of the anti-cheat, promised that he would do everything in his power to not mine Bitcoin off of people's PCs. So
everything in his power, right? Yeah, okay.
So hopefully he's telling the truth.
And no wonder my game was lagging.
Yeah,
it was mining Bitcoin.
Mining Bitcoin. That's why my GPU died as soon as I start up the game.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. Speaking of security, New York City has banned Zoom in schools because of security concerns.
Oh, really? Okay, yes. So I know about this a little bit for sure. This has been on my radar for a little bit, right? Because we have the distance learning, right? So we were kind of wondering, what are we going to be using? And Zoom was obviously one of the options. Until it turns out, they're just straight up just taking Windows passwords. Login credentials. Like, okay, hold on.
The DOE is transitioning schools to Microsoft Teams because, a quote from the DOE representative, it has the same capabilities with appropriate security measures in place. So buy Microsoft stock. On Friday, Zoom's chief executive apologized for mistakenly, in quotes, routing some calls through China. Mistakenly.
Just some of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. just some.
Zoom also apologized for claiming its service was end-to-end encrypted when it wasn't. How do you just slip that
What?
up? Like, oh, it wasn't end-to-end encrypted. We thought it was.
Yeah, one of our features was it's not end-to-end encrypted,
Yeah.
but we forgot to put in a few words there.
We forgot about the not.
We forgot the not. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why, you know, a lot of these big companies, they need to, not, especially now that they're getting more popular,
Yeah.
they really need to focus on this. I think what ends up happening here is Zoom was not expecting this.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They weren't supposed to be a big like company until all this happened, and there really wasn't any alternatives.
Right? They had a good idea,
Mm-hmm. And
but they weren't ready for the amount of users that they were gonna have.
Mm-hmm. And they just didn't have the appropriate measures in place to like
And it only gets worse though, because aren't they like a Chinese company?
Yeah, well, not a Chinese company. They're a United. I think they're an American company, but they like they have workers working in China.
Oh, they have their servers in China.
Yeah, their servers are in China. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So of course, Chinese government's gonna be like, we want some of that data.
We want because that's the law over there.
Yeah. So again, you see where this comes in.
Yeah.
But I don't think this really affects only Zoom, right? We have Google servers that are in China, Apple servers in China.
Yeah, Google's also not known for privacy.
Nobody is at this point.
Nobody is. Apple was for a while, but then not really anymore.
You know, the only place privacy exists is in the dictionary. Because it ain't anywhere else.
It isn't anywhere else.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Apple, Google and Apple are launching coronavirus contact tracing systems for iOS and Android.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Privacy, it's only in the dictionary, kids.
Out the window. So basically,
out the window.
Let me go over this article. So basically, they're using this to make sure that people are staying in their house, and they're giving this information to, I guess, the law enforcement and the government, so that they know who's staying home and who isn't.
I'm about to call them right now. Like, they know me. I'm a computer guy. I stay home when...
I was staying home regardless.
Yeah, I was going to be home regardless. Like, okay. Sure, why not?
Yeah, the new system, which is laid out in a series of documents and white papers, would use short-range Bluetooth communications to establish a voluntary contact tracing network, keeping extensive data on phones that have been in close proximity with each other. So I guess they're using the Bluetooth to see how far away people's phones are.
Mm-hmm.
To see
again, but then
distancing.
If I don't have my Bluetooth enabled,
they can't use it.
They can't use it. It also says voluntary, right? A voluntary contact tracing network. So I guess it would require people to volunteer or download, I guess, an app.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on here.
But we know how companies operate. They'll just slip that into like the terms and services of the new operating system update.
Oh yeah. Nobody reads the shit anymore.
Nobody reads those. They're just gonna throw it in there. Everyone's gonna accept it.
That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
It's gonna blow up like, oh, Apple and Google are using your location.
It's gonna blow over like every other privacy issue.
Yeah.
It's like there was something happened a few years ago. What happened to the thing where remember like the FBI or whatever or some federal authority? Remember they had the guy's iPhone and they went to Apple and they told Apple, hey,
Apple wouldn't do it, right?
And Apple wouldn't do it. I'm pretty sure. I think we all know what ended up happening because nobody ever talked about it.
Didn't they pay someone to do it?
No, they just developed the tools to do it.
Yeah.
Like I think the NSA.
The
FBI, one of them, they figured out a bypass and they just...
Yeah. They probably have so many, like, white hat hackers working for them.
if you go to WikiLeaks, actually, a whole bunch of their tools got leaked. It's actually ridiculous, the amount of things that they have.
Yeah, no, they're... Well, I mean, that's kind of their thing.
That is true.
Yeah. They're supposed to do that.
But this isn't nothing new, right? And I think they've been doing the same thing in South Korea and in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Where, mind you, they didn't ask the people permission.
They didn't?
This just started happening where pretty much if they're tracing your phones and if they see on the map that they have that you've come into contact, literally the government texts you and says, yeah, you may or may not have this.
6 feet, everyone.
6 feet, which, okay. Well, yeah, so I'm surprised that they're actually, pulling that over here. It's voluntary. Let's put quotes around that.
Yeah, voluntary.
Wait for your next Android update, kids.
Yeah, read that terms and service on the next updates. on your Pixel
Yeah, seriously, right?
or your iPhone.
Yeah, new security updates. Oh, really? Security for who exactly?
Yeah. I mean, we have this article from Google talking about it because they were the first ones to do it. I think Apple launched after them. It was reported last month. It was reported that European mobile operators were sharing location data, so it's also in Europe. This is happening in Italy, Germany, and Austria in an effort to fight the spread of the pandemic.
That's
yeah.
That's interesting. That's and did they ask if they could release this data? Like,
I mean, I'm
or
not
they
sure.
just that's it. Released it, and
I mean,
you don't have to say.
Google doesn't really care. They probably just released it to them.
That's yeah.
Yeah. So the British government reportedly approached at least one mobile operator regarding location data to see if citizens were praising social isolation. So I guess Google was the first one, and then they started talking to other companies as well. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna start doing it in the United States too.
This is some Big Brother thing here,
Yeah,
right?
this is like Snowden is probably going crazy right now. He's fulfilling the
spazzing out.
prophecy.
This dude, he must feel like Nostradamus right now.
Exactly, that guy.
Yeah,
he predicted
so
all
bad.
of this.
Yeah, he has actually.
Minus the pandemic part.
I would recommend anybody watching this.
Mm-hmm.
He has done a few interviews recently, which we might actually talk about in the next, episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he talks about all these things and how he actually is talking about how Google and Apple and Facebook. Let's not forget Facebook. Facebook's somehow
Facebook's
involved in all of this.
one.
they're the worst one in all of this. They're gonna be pulling this, and you're gonna lose all your privacy pretty much.
Yeah.
On your mobile phones.
Eventually, it's just gonna happen, and there's really gonna be nothing they can do about it, or that we can do about it.
And honestly, they're gonna do it without even telling you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that could be the situation right now. We wouldn't even know.
They're gonna.
I haven't read my terms of service.
Yeah, they're gonna tell us like 10% of what they're doing in a very brief statement, and then everything else is just gonna be like not said, so that we don't know it.
It's like if you guys want to hear more, read our 500-page terms of service.
Yeah.
That we've updated, which nobody ever reads.
And there's 3 sentences in there that actually explains what we're doing, but they're buried.
Yeah, it's like on page 359. It's like, oh yeah, we're leaking all your data to the Chinese government or something like that.
Don't worry about it though.
Don't worry about it. And then the rest is just continues.
We added 7 new emojis.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's what they're gonna do.
Oh yeah, but don't forget the emojis steal your login credentials.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
But we're not gonna tell you.
No, of course not.
We're just gonna we're sharing your data for update purposes, for bug fixes. That's what it is.
For bug fixes, yeah. We need your social security number because.
Oh my god.
We need confirmation. This is that's your authentication code.
Yeah, we laugh about it, but it's gonna be like this soon.
It is.
AMD says that a hacker has obtained source files for some of its current and future GPUs, including details about the new Xbox Series X.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So the Xbox Series X, right? This is the competitor to, I guess, the PS5 or whatever.
PlayStation
This is
5.
Okay. That's interesting. I heard about this a few days ago. Now, I heard that AMD said that this isn't going to be too bad on them, right? The source code doesn't reveal too much. And I guess the hacker thought he was gonna sell it or something like that. I don't know.
The hacker said, hold on, let me get it. He said, the alleged hacker has claimed that they would just leak everything in an interview if they're not able to sell the information. But there's like maybe 2 companies that would buy this, and it would be probably Sony if they wanted the PlayStation, if they wanted to like see how it stacks up with the PlayStation 5, or Nvidia. But I mean, they're not gonna buy it from this guy. If they want it, they could probably just go buy the GPU and figure it out from there, because I'm sure they have the proper tools to find the code.
Yeah.
So.
And then AMD says, let me see. While we are aware that the perpetrator has additional files that have not been made public, we believe the stolen graphics IP is not core to the competitiveness or security of our graphics products.
Okay, so they basically.
So AMD's chilling.
Yeah, they got nothing to worry about. I don't know what this guy
like,
thought
oh,
he was
really?
gonna do.
But that does kind of, I guess, create a concern for AMD.
For security concerns once again.
Their security, yeah, it's they are a major company.
Yeah. Big
and
time.
this could be bad. It could have been worse, right? It could have been they leaked, specifications, blueprints of everything, so
Yeah.
it could be worse. It could be worse. But it gives us an insight into what Xbox or what Microsoft is trying to do with the Xbox. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, usually Microsoft, when it comes to Xbox versus Sony or like the PlayStation, Xbox usually has better like security. I remember there was a time in like 2012 when the PlayStation 3 servers just went offline for like 3 weeks because of some hackers.
I remember that.
It was like around Christmas time, I remember.
Those were bad times.
Yeah, those were very bad times.
Listen, we can't even talk about those things.
Yeah, I almost like completely forgot about it until just now when we were talking about it.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I mean, there were so many times where, what happened to when GTA Online first came out?
Yeah.
And hackers took down all those servers.
Hackers were going crazy.
But it was like Xbox. Xbox was fine. I think Xbox had no problem.
I feel like it's because Xbox is backed by a real computer company like Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like Sony is like not really. I wouldn't say they're known for computers. They're known for like a lot of other things. So I feel like
honestly, I know Sony for like
their
cameras, headphones. Yeah, right.
They have
nothing beats the WX 9000.
They have horrible branding. Oh my god. They need to come up with better names for their products because no one's gonna remember like, oh, what headphones are those? The Sony XP7 89,000 or something like that. And then I'm gonna go out and buy those. Like, and first of all, they all look the same, so you can't tell them apart by look. You have to know.
Like, this is the 5th generation. I'm like, bro, I've seen those in like 2012. What are you talking about?
They all look the same. I don't know. Sony's got to do something with their headphones.
I don't know. I think the Japanese people like that.
Yeah, I feel like they're into high tech stuff, so I guess the name makes it sound cooler. So that's what they're going with. Because in America,
you're not gonna catch me
simple.
talking to my friends like that.
They just name it whatever, and people will buy it. They just need a catchy name.
That's all.
Yeah.
Make Sony great again. What happened?
So we got Tesla. This article came out April 5th. Tesla shows how it's building ventilators with car parts, and that's pretty cool. This is really cool.
That is awesome, right?
Yeah.
So we are. What's today? Today is the 18th of April.
Yeah, so this came out about 2 weeks ago. All these articles are going to be linked in the description, by the way.
Yep. We are still in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak.
Yeah.
Ventilators, right? We still pretty much have none.
Yeah.
That's really what it's come down to. There are no ventilators, right? So this is actually really amazing to see that a car company especially,
like Tesla, Elon Musk. Shout out to him. He's always doing good in the world.
Shout out to Elon. Man makes no money, by the way.
Yeah, no. Isn't Tesla not profitable at all?
None of his companies are profiting.
I don't understand it.
But they're making, I guess, these ventilators. How are they doing this?
So, they're using a bunch of different parts from a few different vehicles to build it. So, Tesla's ventilator uses the Model 3 infotainment system to power a Model 3 vehicle computer, which in turn controls an airflow manifold. A suspension air tank is used as an oxygen mixing chamber. Among other parts, the team is also employing a Model 3 touchscreen as a controller.
Bro, this is the most advanced air ventilator.
This is going to be so high tech. It's using a
bro, I'm telling you, the air ventilator, bro, is just going to drive around the hospital. They don't even need to move the thing.
Exactly.
It has the AI.
They're going to have the AI all of it. It knows what room to go to.
Oh man, that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
that's good to see. I mean, I've heard of other things actually that companies are doing. Isn't it like Bush? Is it or some whiskey company? They're making hand sanitizer.
Oh really?
Yeah, they stopped making alcohol or they stopped making like whiskey or whatever the hell they make.
Just using alcohol to do that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I mean, it's good to see a lot of these companies coming together to try to stop this. Tesla's
hold on. Let's not forget though. This was done because of the act that Trump passed, right? He passed some sort of defensive.
Oh yeah, that they had to do this, right?
Now I don't know if they had to, but it was kind of like a direct order.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the whole situation works.
I'm not a politician.
Of course, but it's good to see that they're actually doing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Tesla not gonna make any money from this.
Nope, because they're doing it all for free.
I don't know how Elon Musk is still a millionaire, but
Yeah.
It's good to see. Good man, Elon Musk.
Good guy, Elon. Tesla chief Elon Musk recently stated the car company's New York factory will soon reopen to produce ventilators.
Whoa, they had a factory in New York?
I didn't even know that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a factory in New York. That's pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. They also said they'll soon be making 50 face masks a day.
50,000 face masks a day.
Oh, 50. Oh, wow, yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's GM. General Motors intends to build ventilators in an Indiana-based car factory, and recently announced it will soon be able to make 50,000 face masks a day. So General Motors is also doing this.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ford and General Electric are also working on that too.
Working with General Electric to expand ventilator production. Yeah,
that's actually interesting, right? They can't make cars anymore, but they'll make ventilators.
I mean, I guess I remember I was watching the news yesterday, and I forgot what channel, but they said that the best alternative to masks right now, instead of using bandanas, are vacuum bags.
Vacuum bags?
Yeah, like the filters that you put in your vacuum. Like they have bags attached to it.
Okay,
and I guess because the filter on them are like really good, that is a great alternative to face masks right now.
Oh, so I'd like duct tape it to my face.
I guarantee you no one's gonna wear a vacuum bag around their face, but apparently
trust me, I'm gonna be in some deep situation
if I have to pop out a vacuum bag to protect myself.
Yeah, imagine. I mean, I could put like a... Actually, let's not get into it. Yeah. I was gonna say something. But yeah, that's good to know. It's good to see. Right? Yeah. Is it gonna be good enough though? That's the question.
We don't know. I know the situation in New York was calming down, but New Jersey is going nuts right now. And Cuomo, the governor of New York, said that New York donated 100 ventilators to New Jersey hospitals because they need them more than we do right now.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. New York was the epicenter.
New York had the most cases in the world at one point.
Still does, by the way.
They still do, yeah, but it's like, I guess that we reached our peak.
Dude, I hope we did.
I really hope we did too. And I know, like, they say that there's probably going to be a second wave of this sometime in the summer.
Stay home, guys.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Please.
Watch the Pi Repo podcast.
Exactly. Listen,
okay.
Listen to us. Don't go outside.
Don't go outside.
You can go outside, go into your backyard, take a quick walk or something, but like, come on.
Come on, just stay inside.
We already most likely lost the summer. I don't want to lose anymore.
I was gonna stay indoors this summer.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna make it. But this is horrible because we talked about this the other day. Mm-hmm. Everybody always wants to stay home, and now that we're forced to stay home,
Nobody wants to stay home.
Nobody wants to be home.
I feel like it's because we don't have the choice to go out. We don't have a freedom to do what we want. So now we're acting like we want to go out.
Yeah, it's like I want to be outside, but then some days I don't.
I just want to go
it's been raining.
That's all I want to do.
I'm telling you, guys. After this all blows over, I will face this man in mask.
You're not going, bro. You're gonna get the.
I have been doing push-ups every single day. I'm in the best shape of my life during this quarantine.
All right,
man. Okay. Trust me, I'm coming with some force. Of course. I'm going to finally get a title before the Knicks go back to the playoffs.
All right, come on. You don't have to come out the Knicks like that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
UPS partners with Wingcopter for next generation delivery drones.
Okay, actually, this is actually really cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing about delivery drones for a while, but this is, I think, like one of the first ones that seem complete or close to complete. Last year, logistics behemoth UPS made some real headway in its ambitions to get package delivery drones in the air when the Federal Aviation Administration certified its Flight Forward program for unlimited flights.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome, right? Because it's good and it's bad. People are going to lose their jobs because of this.
Yeah.
Right? Well... Yes and no, right? There has to be people that control these drones.
Yeah, there has to be.
Unless they're using AI.
Unless they get some AI into it, which I don't see coming, like, really soon. But there's always going to be people. People need to operate the machines. They're not going to, like, nothing works by itself when it comes to computers. You're going to still need people that know how to program them and work them. So I don't know if it's going to be people losing jobs or people getting their jobs, like, reworked. They're gonna have to learn how to control these.
These drones are apparently vertical takeoff and landing.
Yeah, so they take off like a helicopter and land like a helicopter, but in flight they operate like a plane.
Oh, these things are awesome.
Yeah.
These things are awesome. But let me see. Yeah, no, and it looks kind of like a beagle.
Yeah, right. It looks like a bird.
It looks like a bird. Yeah.
It looks really cool. I mean, imagine this thing dropping off a package. Or imagine.
I mean, it depends. It depends on my package, though. Hold on.
Yeah, I really hope this thing is actually gonna hold on to my package.
I don't want to buy my new iPhone SE with my AirPods and my Apple Watch, and then they drop it from like 1,000 feet in the air.
Drop it into the East River as it's flying over.
It's like, no, bro, come on. Now.
Yeah, nah.
So that could prove to be an issue.
I mean, hopefully they have some good. It's probably gonna be secure before they take it off. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna have.
Yeah, we don't need Skynet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course not.
They're gonna start taking over and stuff.
Yeah.
Can't even leave my house. I got drones slamming into me.
Hopefully they take better care of your package than the drivers do. They don't toss it over the fence.
It's tossing over the fence.
Oh my god, that stuff is horrible. I had the other day when I ordered my new keyboard, the guy just like left it in front of my door so that I couldn't get it without knocking it over because it was in front of the door. So in order for me to open it, I had to knock the package off my door. I was so mad because I watched him do it too because I was like by my front door. And I saw him park because it's like laser ship, so they pull up in regular ass cars. He just dropped it on my doorstep, and then left, and I couldn't get it without knocking it over. I was so mad.
Yeah, no, my issue is that my post office, they just don't ever deliver anything.
They give you the attempted delivery.
I literally have to go. They say attempt delivery. I have not seen that man outside.
They never actually pull up.
That man was not outside. Trust me. It was like, oh yeah, your door was closed or something like that. I'm like, I can guarantee you that the door is never closed.
The door is wide open.
Wide open. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
They're BS.
They're the worst. I mean, like, I know that sometimes they have a quota to meet, so sometimes they'll say the package is delivered, and then they won't deliver it. They'll come back later and drop it off like after their shift because they have a quota to meet.
That's
yeah. I've heard about that with laser ships specifically.
These drones are actually really awesome, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll make delivery quicker. Yeah.
They can autonomously fly at up to 150 miles an hour.
What?
And have a range of 75 miles.
Jesus.
And can even stay on course in winds of up to 44 miles per hour.
These things are tanks.
They have already proven themselves capable of beyond visual line-of-sight operations, including the delivery of insulin to an island in the North Sea.
Oh, that's really cool.
And flying vaccines to health centers in the South Sea island of Vanuatu.
Vanuatu?
Something like that.
Shout out to Vanuatu.
You already know. Courier giant DHL has also made use of wingcopter flyers for a project in Tanzania.
Yeah. DHL don't really rock with you guys. You guys never deliver my packages on time. Not gonna lie.
I have, they're irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, like
nobody uses them anymore.
My ranking of shipping, my favorite is USPS. They actually get my stuff on time.
Oh, they're at the bottom.
Really?
For me.
I kind of like
these guys don't deliver anything.
USPS usually doesn't give me a problem. FedEx is my second best because my package actually arrives like in good shape with them sometimes, or most of the time. And then UPS because I never get UPS first try. They always have to like make an attempted delivery and then I get it the next day. And then it's like laser ship DHL because I'm probably not going to see my package if it's delivered with them.
It's like, all right, well, money out the window.
Yeah.
No, for me it's definitely at the bottom. Has to be USPS.
Really?
By far. Yeah. These guys, they don't do their job. I'll be lucky if I get my mail in the mailbox. So.
No, my mailman is super slow. Like, he stops like every 2 blocks for a cigarette break. It's hilarious.
He's like our math professor, bro. He leaves the place and then he just gotta light a cigarette.
Yeah, light a cigarette, black coffee. You know.
Black coffee.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. No. All right. Well. This is an interesting one. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. No, I hope
drone technology is getting crazy.
I really hope it takes off. No pun intended.
Okay.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. All right, good. Nah, no. Let's be real though. Drones are getting crazy.
Yeah, no.
We could probably talk about this on the next podcast, but I don't know if it's the United States and Australia are actually developing fighter jets that are drones, and they're supposed to be wingmen.
Really?
Yeah. So you'll have a regular fighter jet with with an actual human pilot, and it's gonna have one or two drone wingmen.
Wow.
Which are, yeah.
That's pretty
cool. These things are crazy.
Drones I've always wanted a drone, but I feel like I'll break it, so I don't want to waste the money.
I've broken every single drone I've got.
Yeah, like
I probably haven't gotten maybe an hour of playtime with these things.
I don't know if
they slam into the wall and it's dead.
The $300-$400 on a drone and then break it, and then I'd be so mad.
No, I guess I'm retarded. I just can't fly these things.
Yeah, no, that's my worry is that like I'll lose control and it'll just fall out of the air. That's it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, well, I think that's about it for this episode.
You know what about it.
See you guys in the next one.
See ya. See ya. See ya.